laziness. So out of about 70 responses, 17 people said, yeah, I'm just lazy. It struck a chord with me because I had that feeling this weekend of like, what's wrong with me? There's another one. Hey, I'm Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. Usually these videos are just like, I'm like jumping into it and let's go and all that, but that's not what this one's gonna be. Welcome to another Matt's Mental Fitness. Typically I'm diving in right now, just getting out of my therapy appointment, coming and telling you about everything we talked about. I actually haven't been going to therapy in a few months now, simply because I got that issue handled. I'm good there. I established with my therapist, might be seeing you PRN, as when needed. Look, I'm doing it again. I don't want to be over dramatic with this, and I just want to get to the point and talk. So today is December the 28th, Tuesday, and this past Saturday, I felt like things just hit me. Sunday, I was very much aware that something upstairs had a hold of me. I just started wrestling with these feelings of, am I being lazy? What's wrong? I questioned legitimately, am I bipolar? There have been times where I've let myself get in the way of myself, and I've talked about this before on this series. This was one of those moments that I realized, I was like, okay, sure, maybe it's something I don't know about, or maybe I'm just reaching for some sort of label right now. Regardless of what it is, right now my emotions are controlling me, and I don't like that. I pride myself in thinking that I have full control over all of my emotions at all of the times, which is absolute bullshit. It's now Tuesday, and I've been thinking about that, and I even told some of the closest people to me, even my friends, even Holden and Jeremy and other friends, I was like, I need a bit. I'm gonna probably be MIA for a minute, and they were cool with that. Again, it's just sort of hit me like a ton of bricks. Right now I'm juggling 5 projects. And for me, I enjoy being busy with projects that I'm excited about and doing. But I felt really overwhelmed this past Sunday. Saturday it was hitting me, and then Sunday it really came to a head, and I really started feeling it and couldn't handle very simple things like returning a text message or processing just conversations with people. And I noticed that. I was like, man, that's weird. My frustration was I was very frustrated very easily. I took Sunday and Monday and today and didn't judge it, and I just did whatever I felt that I should do. I didn't lift. I didn't work on pretty much anything. There was zero progress in my eyes of what I think is I gotta hustle, I gotta work on this, I gotta do that. And for the first time in a long time, I was okay with that in that moment. I was really okay with it. I didn't have the energy to give a shit, honestly. That's how it really was. That was weird and kind of scary, to be honest with you, because I've been working on this business for 6 years now. I've been working on this YouTube channel since 2017, and that was weird. It wasn't until today that I made a post on Instagram and on YouTube that I had a realization through you people, through you guys, through the Mental Fit Mafia, so thank you. I put a post out asking the question on Instagram and on YouTube, and as of right now, about 70 people have responded, and I said, I want to know what stops you from starting your fitness. #what's the barrier? The reason I asked that is because one of the projects I'm working on is I'm working with a marketer right now, and I'm making ads that go on Instagram because I'm trying to bring more people into the 30-day full body group challenge. It's a product/service that I've been working on for so long, and I've seen a lot of great progress for a lot of clients, and I'm trying to bring more people into it. It was just, I think, my own attempt of I want to know what stops people. And as of right now, there was just a plethora of reasons. I ask it and I want to know. That way I can put out an ad to you that's going to relay the information. That way I can put a video out that's going to address the issues that you need. That way I can develop a product, if I don't have something already, that will address what you're lacking. I want to be the solution to the problem you may have. And some of these I expected, and some of these I did not realize. I was happy that you all responded. Thank you. I appreciate it, seriously. Specifically, I'm speaking to guys here, self-consciousness, comparison, like the comparison game. Comparing myself in the gym, I'm not as big as that dude, I can't lift as much as that dude. Scheduling or time. I'm tired, and most of the time people were talking about after work. Some people wrote, I'm impatient, and I know that. Quite a few people said injury and health. One person spoke to being in the military for so long and their knees were really bad off. Thank you for your service. I appreciate you, and thank you for answering. Fear of failure, which I've heard before. Unmotivated, lazy, lack of equipment, transportation, self-doubt, social anxiety, going to the gym and the anxiety around that. Depression, understood. I stop and I start. Meal prep confusion. Seems like one dad said, I have a wife and a kid, and how do I cook for everybody and not just myself? Don't know where to start. With that, there was like the feeling of being overwhelmed. Procrastination, don't want to work out alone, just overall anxiety. My diet is bad, and low self-esteem. The one I got the absolute most of was laziness. So out of about 70 responses, 17 people said, yeah, I'm just lazy. It struck a chord with me because I had that feeling this weekend of like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not like wanting to go? Why am I not wanting to do? I can't speak to every single person on that list that says that they feel lazy, but I know that some people probably are going through the same thing that I'm going through, and that I have mistaken what I thought was laziness. It's really fatigue. I felt so silly because I had just like absolute apathy that day and Monday and pretty much today. I didn't have the energy to give to anything. The point in all this and what I'm saying is that sometimes your laziness might not be laziness. Maybe it's fatigue for whatever it is you have going on in your life. Maybe you're not running a business. Maybe you're not married. Maybe you're not working 2 jobs. Maybe you're not doing all the things that what you think is a stereotypical, I don't have a reason to be tired, or I don't have a reason to be exhausted. No, that's bullshit, because one of the things that I've felt, and I have felt in the past, is what am I really bitching about? What am I so tired? I compared myself of like, do I seriously have a reason to bitch and moan or complain or like say that I have an issue out loud? I have so much to be grateful for. Just because your problems aren't like critical, or that you aren't in a third world country, or you know where your next meal is coming from, doesn't delete the problems that you are dealing with, the things that are important to you. Yes, what I'm talking about, the things that are having me fatigued, working on numerous projects and trying to propel my business and all that, like that's absolutely a first. Roman, could you make any more noise during this video, buddy? Could ya? Oh, now you're quiet. Yeah, you cute son of a quit it. It doesn't minimize the things you actually feel. I think it's crazy important to point that out to everyone on that list, that if you have a barrier to start with fitness, I respect this list. I do. I really do. Everyone that spoke up and had the balls to say something, thank you. And if you didn't, it's no big deal too. But to the people, to the 70 plus people that responded, I really appreciate it, because what it does is it gives me the understanding of what you're going through. I did not expect this many people to respond and say laziness was their big reason. And I'm not gonna sit here and pretend to understand you in every single aspect about you, and that all of you are just fatigued and that's the reason behind laziness. I absolutely believe and know that for a lot of people, laziness is a mistake and fatigue most likely is it. If it is not fatigue, it's some underlying issue that you have. What I want to do is I want to share the guy that you see that's always pushing positivity and better than yesterday, every day, and all that. Like, I have these times of weakness, and I appreciate you sharing your weakness. And my goal here is to share my own weakness because you did the same. I believe, I know, I have seen the 30-day full body group challenge do so much for so many of these things. I have a questionnaire that is filled out when you join the 30-day full body group challenge. 80 to 90% of people that have ever started the 30-day full body group challenge have checkmarked they want to improve their confidence. Yeah, I'm plugging the 30-day full body group challenge because I want to work with you. We do weekly group Zoom calls, and we We wrestle with these things on this list. We wrestle with the self-consciousness, with the comparison game. We figure out the schedule and what works for you. If you don't want to work out after work, I get it. The social anxiety of going to the gym, you don't have to go to the gym. It can be done all at home. And to the person that was looking about meal prepping, that absolutely, there's nutrition education in it. I was intentional for this video to not be perfect. I was intentional for this video to just simply capture where I'm at right now. I'm not in the best place. I'm okay, I'm good, but right now I am in what I call a valley. And I believe that there are peaks and valleys in our own mental fitness, in our nutrition, in our training and recovery, and in our life in general. There are peaks and valleys. Without the valleys, the peaks wouldn't be so beautiful. We have to have the valleys. You have to have the valleys. Life cannot constantly be a peak. The question is your life going in peaks and valleys on an upward trend? To everyone that has said their fear of failure is on here, I also get that. Confidence is something that I started working on 2 years ago, doing much, much better with it. But from confidence, there is a piece in there of failure. And for anyone that has a fear of failure, I promise you it is your view of failure that needs to be wrestled with first. If you can understand that you're gonna fail, you're gonna have valleys, you're gonna have moments like I'm having right now of a shit show, of me trying to juggle 5 projects right now and it feels like all of them are falling apart. These failures are gonna be here. The question is, do you continue? Do you stay consistent? Do you try? No, not every day is gonna look great, but f that, perfect. If you can view things as peaks and valleys and that you're gonna have failures, if you show up, if you just show up, that is better than yesterday every day. You're showing up when things are difficult. It is so easy to do things and to work on progress when you're winning. It is much more difficult to do the shit in the dark when no one's watching. Glad I captured this. To everyone that answered on Instagram, to everyone that answered on YouTube, thank you. I read each and every single comment, and after this video posts, I'm probably still reading the comments that are flowing in. If you just want to talk about the 30-day full body group challenge, if it's not for you, I'm not going to suggest it to you. What I honestly want to do is just work with you. I just want to work with you. If the money part is an issue, just let me know, okay? We can work something out, okay? I legitimately want to work with you, but I've been into fitness for over 12 years. I've been in my healthcare career for over 12 years, and I love doing this. I love working on this. So if you want to make some changes, let's make some friggin' changes. And screw it. If you are fearful of like, what if I spend the money and I don't get what I want out of it? If you honest to God follow the challenge and you don't get what you need out of it, if you don't get what we agreed upon on it, I'll give you your money back. I don't give a shit. I just want to help you. I want to work with you. Long story short, I mistook laziness with fatigue. So for some of these projects, I'm going to take a little step back. I'm not going to stop with my clients. I'm not going to stop at the 30-day challenge because that's what gives me a lot of energy. You don't have to be perfect at this fatigue thing and mistaking it. Just be better than yesterday. Every day. Damn, I talked for 18 minutes? Jesus.